again.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Click up here.
So I can share that.
Should be, yeah.
Share it. Okay.
Well,
It'll tell you where it's streaming. Send in later.
they're still sending. Streaming on Adams.
Adam's our winner at the moment. First on with Adam. Unable to connect to our Facebook for some reason. That's why I've been up here. But it's not. We're streaming anywhere but to our Facebook. So we're live.
We're live. Oh,
Oh.
hi.
Hi.
Hi, lovely people.
We're trying.
We're just trying to find you all again. We're live on YouTube. All the YouTubes are working. My YouTube, Adam Humphries Live, is working
And
on
we have
YouTube.
sound.
We have sound.
And
It's just a
we
bit
have
dodgy.
sound. So, let me fill you in with what's actually happening. So, we've got a brand new system.
Right.
We've tried to make it easier for you, but it's technically more difficult for us, is what we've done.
Because we're absolute idiots.
Because, well, it's not that. It's just one of these
Teething
new
problems.
things. It's a few teething problems that we're going to do. So, well, how is this going to happen? At the moment, I'm hoping
Oh my
you're
God,
there.
Can you sort out your camera?
No. Apparently not.
Oh, I'm on a,
We're on a slant.
we're on a one.
Honestly. What a load of rubbish.
Well, it's real life. That's how we roll.
So, I can't find it. Have you got any comments?
It's on your, yeah.
Yes,
Lisa
I've got a
said
comment.
hello.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, thank you for
Hi.
letting us know.
You need to turn us down, Wheeler. What the hell?
I don't do technical, you know that.
Right, live.
Hello, I can hear you now.
Here we go.
There.
So, hi, Lisa's watching. Hi, Dawn. How did you have a good holiday?
Oh, it was fabulous.
That's
Fabulous.
good.
Nice sunshine.
Turn off.
Lots of nice food. Lots of nice drink. Yes.
There's quite a few coming in slowly. We're also live on the YouTubes. All the YouTubes are working. Just Hobby Maker Facebook page isn't working for us at the moment, but we will get there.
We will.
We will get there across the board.
I think it's
Okay.
live on mine as well.
It's also live on Wheelers
I think
that
I've
you've
done
got.
it.
Well, thank you for sticking with
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you.
Or not.
Or not sticking with us, depending if you've now disappeared and gone, you know what, shut it. I'm not watching it
Forget 'em.
anymore. I don't want to. But we're here. We're live. We're here. We're all about. So, we're going to try and give interviews to Wheeler. Sort of ruined the moment, really, isn't it? I was going to go all Paxman on you and all that. We sort of want to know the background.
Oh.
And the bits that we're not really allowed to sort of know, as it
Oh.
were. And luckily we're 20 past, so we can keep these questions short and sweet. Save me padding it out.
I can
like
always
normal.
come back.
You can come back
I
for
can
another
always
one.
come back.
So let's go all the way back.
Okay.
How did it all start? Because was this your first job, or did you have previous jobs before this?
I had previous jobs.
So what did you actually do?
I trained as a hair and beauty. That's what I did. I was a
Okay.
hairdresser. As you know, you've
I
had
know
a few
this.
trims
I've had a few
and
trims.
you
it
know
wasn't
some of the
low.
others.
Yes.
So yeah, I trained as a hairdresser, obviously and did beauty and things like that. And then one day, an area manager for a top cosmetic company came in and had her hair trimmed because she was in the area, and she asked me to go and work for that company. So I went to go and work for a cosmetic brand.
So you went there as well?
Yeah. Am I allowed to say names?
Yeah, go on.
I worked for Clarins.
Ooh.
Harry.
Do you know what? It all makes sense, actually.
Does
I can see it. I can
Does.
see it.
So obviously, I was being beauty trained. Then I did. I worked in the department stores and travelled around and like a regional trainer for them. So I did that for over 10 years before I had the kids.
So then, how did you get from that? 'Cause that's very different working in department stores
Yes.
to being sort of one of the big faces on a craft channel, which you were back in the day
Rude.
when CNC was about. You were you were a household name. Everyone knew. You're like Cher. Everyone knows you as Wheeler. But it's true though. You
I
was
got the show name.
you was up there with them, with
Oh,
with all the others. So how did that transition happen?
Well, literally, obviously, my mum's one of 10.
Oh,
Okay. So when we used to go to my gran, she was always knitting or crocheting or doing something for us, you know, as kids. And we all used to sit with her. And obviously that's how I learned a lot about crafting and, like I say, crocheting, knitting, things like that. And then obviously she used to do crafts with us, and then my mum did. And it just spanned from there. And then obviously kind of forgot about it a little bit. Still did bits at home, you know, make things and do things. And then when I had my son, obviously I was at home and I wanted something for me. And you know, you put telly on, you go through the shopping channels as you do. And that's when I saw and I thought, oh, I'll buy a kit. And it all just started from there.
What was your very first kit?
It was a Dawn Baby kit.
Ooh. But how did that then? Okay, so you bought a kit, like
Yes.
many people watching
Loads
now.
of people.
So you buy a kit, you
Yeah.
get it home. That necessarily doesn't mean though tomorrow you're going to be on Hobby Maker selling everything. So how did that happen?
I started then going to the shows and things like that. Became really good friends with Wendy Rhodes
Oh, okay.
from back in the day. Lovely Wendy. And she helped me out a lot. We became great friends and stuff like that. And then she asked me, she was going to go and work for Kanban, and she asked me if I'd like to go and work with them. And like I say, one day then she dropped a box on her foot and broke her foot, and then I ended up on telly.
Oh, so it was only through
It
her
was-
dropping a box on her foot?
Yes, I used to go and help her. I used to make cards. I did a lot of magazine work and stuff like that behind the scenes, which a lot of people didn't know about. And I did a lot of that. So yeah, and it just snowballed.
Oh my word.
I
So-
know.
So technically it was just luck.
Yes,
Just right place, right time.
yes. It was just honestly to look back now. My mum says I don't know how that all happened, but it did.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. You know, the times that we had at Crate and Craft and all the other. For me, it's the viewers that make it for me, especially like with COVID
Yeah.
and things like that. The feedback that we got, the emails saying, "Oh, you were with us every day," and you know.
Well, during
people
COVID,
run
you
around.
were.
That's my daughter. I'm so sorry.
Can
Can
this,
I-
can this, can
You can
this
answer it if
go
you want.
any worse
Answer it.
if we try?
Where's the fire bell?
Phone on now, we will just take you with
I'm
us.
live on
Crafty
Facebook,
Boss.
Crafty Clark with Adam.
We're on-
So
we're on
I'm
the
really
telly, love.
sorry.
We're on the telly,
We're on the
lovely.
telly. I will speak to you later.
Love you
Love
too.
you, bye. Love to
Bye.
my baby
Love
boy
the
as
little
well.
one. Oh, so cute.
I'll put it on silent.
We're just getting to a poignant moment then as well.
I'm so
we were just, we're on
I'm
the
so
cusp of
sorry.
COVID. is
I like
where
to
we
keep you on
were.
the edge.
Cusp of COVID. So let's
I am so sorry.
You have nothing to apologise for this morning.
Yeah,
let's be
this is going to pot. So keep your messages coming in. So let's go back to COVID because you lived
Okay.
in the building.
Yes.
Like this wasn't a porta cabin in the car park.
Nope.
You were staying in an office.
Yes, because we had the meeting after it had all been announced on the news that this was happening. We were going into lockdown and everything else. And a lot of people were then deciding if they were going to stay at home and everything else. And literally, like 2 days before they were doing it, they said, well, we need to keep the channel open. And it was like, we're going to pick a team who wants to be in, who wants to be out and whatever. And me and Jodie said, yeah, we'll be on site. We don't mind. And they said, right, well, we'll have to wipe out the officers upstairs.
Yeah.
A couple of the officers that got blinds that were private. And that's what we did. I know a lot of people thought we slept in the studio on mattresses in there. No, we didn't. We had his own little
You all had your own little room, but they were office.
They were offices.
like they were like this we're in now.
I
as it
had
were.
their CEOs.
So how long were you there in the building for?
17 weeks in total.
And you weren't allowed to go out. Obviously, none of us were allowed to go out.
No, we never went to a supermarket. We were very fortunate. They had somebody that would go out, get the food for us and bring it back and stuff like that. So we never had that bit of queuing up for food and
Sounds like
everything.
Big Brother.
We had to order a lot in online, obviously shampoos, stuff like that,
Yeah.
because supermarkets were running out of stuff. And when, obviously, you know, I used to stay in the hotel a lot down there. Luckily, the hotel said we will lock off your room because we said, right, we've literally got to go into the building. And the hotel was shutting, and I'd got stuff there and I couldn't get it all out. So we went in like, it was March time, beginning of March, it was freezing. So all we've got is winter stuff. So then, as the weather got hotter and hotter, we were backstage going, is there any shorts or t-shirts? Or
And just using all the clothes around for mind your
yeah,
work.
and they were brilliant. And then until we could start ordering stuff and getting stuff in.
Oh
So it was-
so
there
you
was
were
a-
literally there.
There was a lot of things, and literally we got bags for life, filling them from the hotel with clothes and whatever we could, and literally brought them in. And they ordered us brand new mattresses. There were no base; you were just on the
on the
floor.
floor.
But we did it, and it.
I suppose that's memorable though. That's something that you will genuinely never forget.
And obviously, with Jodie, me and Jodie spent that many hours together. The relationship that me and Jodie have got, do you know what I mean? Friends for life, always. Because there were times, like with us, we wanted to go home. We FaceTimed a lot, but we wanted a hug. We wanted to see people, and people were in hospital and things like that. So we had it all going on. I know a lot of people saw that we were just in there live on telly, but we still had family members who
That
were
was
sick,
going
and
through.
yeah, so it was hard, but at the end of the day, like I say, it was the viewers and the rest of the team that kept us going.
So going through that as you did, and coming out the other side,
Yep.
which we did as well. We'll get on to the downfall, as it were. Have you seen a change now in the way people craft, the way people shop, because of COVID? Because obviously
Yes.
you were there in the centre of it. You were there, staying in the building, on our screen.
We could see what were happening, yeah.
24/7. So have you seen the change over the last few years of how the craft market is moving?
Yeah, I'd say obviously at that time everybody wanted something to do. So if you'd never crafted, you wanted to get involved, or it was literally, well, I've got a happy post coming, I know what's coming, and people were making and making and making. And obviously, but there wasn't that alignment to sell stuff. So then they'd got a lot of products at home, which obviously we understood. But now I do feel people are now using up what they've got, like the toilet rolls that we've got. I said to you last night about my mother, she's still got them packed up.
Can we just stress that me and Dawn went for dinner last night? We didn't stay together. We
No.
just went for dinner. A very nice place. We got a very good discount
We did, they were very good.
for
Discount.
no reason. I'll tell you the story,
She
and
liked
then we'll
us.
get back to it. She did like us. So I arrived early, and they sat us on this little, no bigger than this, table for two.
No,
And
no,
look-
where did you go?
Meadow Farm.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
Meadow
yeah,
Yeah.
We've got no hot water.
No.
The
that's
table
not-
was no bigger than this, and the bloke showed me to my table. It's like, this is your table. So I was like, oh, hang on, I'll just wait for a friend to arrive. He blatantly thought I was on a date. Blatantly thought I was on a date. He's like, would you like to serve? No, I said, oh no, I'll wait at the bar or I'll stand outside. Honestly, it's fine. Which made it even worse.
Worse.
Because he thought I'm going to greet her from the car, then bring her in. So then I'm just milling about outside looking for a lost child.
Messaging me, where are you?
Yeah, where are you? I'm standing here like an absolute noob.
I'm like,
waiting
I've
for
just
you.
come off here, I will be there in a minute.
And then Wheeler turned up, and then we had a lovely meal. We moved table to a bigger table,
I chose a bigger table.
and then we had when we're not sitting there, and then we had a lovely meal,
We did.
pudding,
Pudding.
drinks,
Yeah,
put the world's right.
we did. We had
So-
a great time.
Just so you know, nothing went it. So going from there, then.
Yes.
So you did COVID. You've seen there is a change. In the
There is
market.
definitely, yes.
Did you feel the change even more? We're going to have to touch on it. Did you feel the strain of when that giant cog slowly disintegrated being CNC? What was your bread and butter for 15, 20 years?
Yeah. I'll be honest, and I think a lot of people, with all of us, didn't see that side of it. Obviously, I know there's stuff on social media and people put stuff, but for us, well, me personally, and I know a lot of the others who've worked together for a long time, we felt like somebody had died. We felt like part of it had just, like a family, like splitting up, and we were being sent to a different family in a different house with new like,
you came over
parents.
To the group.
and we came over to Randa, but there was that period of time in between where it was like, are we going to hotel? Is there enough spaces? Because it was like, that house has got 4 bedrooms, but we need like a 6-bedroom house. It was like that, trying to fit back in. And then obviously we felt very sorry for a lot of people at home. Obviously they lost out as well, but we lost out as well. The wages and things like that we rode, because we rode for like months' money. It weren't just like 1 month. There were like 2 or 3 months' money that we were all owed, and it was hard. And like I say, a lot of us, it made us quite poorly.
Well, that was the first time around.
That was the first time around, which again, a lot of people didn't know. We just carried on, we painted a smile on, because at the end of the day, we know that the customers trust us and believe in us. So for me personally, it was like, we've got to get back up there. We've got to, kind of try and make it right the best way we could.
And people do talk about it was a family, and it was. But do you find that there was so many happening? Do you still look back at those days with fond memories? Because there was a lot that happened.
Oh,
From
some of the
marriages to
things.
births to me sitting in the corner crying.
Regularly.
Genuinely true story. I used to go and
True story.
hide downstairs
In the prep room.
with the crafters and just sit there and cry
Yeah.
because I was being bullied.
But this is what I mean. A lot of people, they just think, oh, they all work together. But and like here at Hobby Maker, I must admit, it's a
true.
family here as well. We've all been welcomed in with open arms, and and they've took us on, warts and all, because we are a different breed, as you know. But yeah, the times that we look back, and when memories come up on my Facebook and things like that, and I think, oh, that day, the things that we did, and yes, we look a lot younger, but there was some very sad times when people that we've worked with obviously passed away. One of the camera guys, can you remember? He did, and one or two of the others, or just like say somebody getting married, or all of a sudden you were like, oh, them two have got together. Then all of a sudden they were getting married, they were having kids, and you saw their life change as well. So yeah, really great memories.
So when you came over, not to Hobby Maker, we will get to that part. So when you went over to the last wheel that
Yes.
broke, I see a pattern wheeler everywhere you've been.
I know.
So just saying.
You've been there too.
That
I'm
is
just
what-
saying.
So is most of us. So when you came over, you were sort of given a lifeline, as it were, with
Yes.
obviously Millsop. Now,
Yes.
if you don't know who Sarah Millsop is, she was Craftbird.
Yes.
And everyone thought she was Craft Beer until we actually realised that there was an actual brand behind it.
Yeah.
You were then brand ambassador for Forever Flowers, that you've got that, your Crystal. Did that give you like I can sort of breathe again, as it were,
I can breathe.
rather than treading water?
That's it, because a lot of I'm a little bit, well, they used to call me like a Harry Potter. I could do a little bit of everything, but obviously, like here as well, at Hobby Maker, the more you have to have a brand. Well, at that time, because I was freelance working for lots of different other companies, because I got a different skill set, it was quite, comforting to know that I was there and I'd started to do that. And then that's when I started to do more with Hochanda, and I was doing their product brands and stuff like that and working on that, and the die cutting machines and everything. That was kind of like my baby. So yeah, it was hard, and again, it was trying to fit in. But with craft, it's like a big circle. You always kind of come back into line with people you've worked with from years ago.
Sure.
Even if it's camera crew,
Small world.
yeah, there's a lot of people, and it all just seems to like migrate back together, which is great.
And then you got the opportunity of creating your own brand.
Yes, I did.
Old Bougie.
Bougie, yes.
How many releases did we have of Bougie? 2?
No, we
Just
only
one?
actually had one, and then obviously there was another one in the pipeline, but then obviously everything kind of changed again. So, but yeah, and a great thank you to everybody who brought Bougie, because I would love to do it again. I'll be
I was
honest.
going to say, will Bougie be back?
I'd like to say I'd like to bring it back. If
Was
the powers that be, I would like to do Bougie too.
Bougie better.
Yeah, Bougie but better.
Now let's see if we can make this happen.
I'd like to do that.
Let's see if we can make this happen. Bougie but better. Because it was an enormous round, 12 by 12, 8 by 8.
Yep.
Stamps, dies that were all in there as
Everything.
well.
And it was all that was in my head. So it was my kind of design. Do you know what I mean?
That's good, though.
Yeah.
If you would like Bougie but better,
Let us know. I'd like to know.
Drop us a comment. Now, I can only see Facebook comments, but there's loads of you on Facebook watching at the moment.
I can show.
that you've got this one. Oh, yeah, show some up.
Jennifer did the one like presenting.
Did you like the presenting side of it all?
I did like doing that as well. And I was fortunate enough that when, again, COVID hit, we were short. So I was then asked to do that, and they made me like a hybrid. So I used to do both. And then when I went over to Hochanda, obviously sometimes when they were short there, it was like, can you help out? Which I did, and I loved it. But obviously, things permitting, you never know. If anybody ever needs any help here, then I'm more than happy. But if not, you will see me as guested.
behind me in the line.
I know. I've already been told. I've already had my knees broke for that one.
You always know when Wheeler was presenting, you wore a jacket.
Yes.
What was with the jacket? So was that just distinguished between guest and presenter? Or was that just a more of a comfort thing to you?
No, it was the viewers.
Oh, okay.
When we, again, COVID, when we did that and I started presenting, I started doing odd shows. Sometimes, obviously, I'd be on the hour before and then I'd go straight to the show. And people were like, what does she think she's doing? She's just took over. And I might be like, say, with a guest, and they were like, and nobody was like, well, why is Dawn doing that? And it was really weird. And then one day I was doing an actual shift presenting, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to take a jacket in. Took a jacket in. After that, nobody questioned it. Nobody questioned what I was doing or anything else. So then that's when Crane Craft said, every time you present, wear a jacket, because then the viewers know what role you're doing, and it made such a difference. So that's why then I always wore a jacket.
But then is that then a switch in your head that I've got a jacket on, so then you go into presenter mode? Because I know, like, if I put shirts on, because I was always told to wear check shirts.
Yes.
Always wear check, and then that can be your thing. And then there was other presenters that did it when we moved over. But it was one of those things that once I wear a shirt,
Yes.
I know I'm in presenter mode and I have to be switched on.
Yeah, probably. But obviously, when we were having that craft background, I didn't want to leave that behind. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I just found that the viewers found it easier for some reason, and they were like, "Oh, she's presenting today," and the feedback that we got, it was just they just liked it better. So yeah, put the jacket on. I was bossy.
Kingley says, I remember Dawn Wheeler from the craft shows with us at Pink Frog Craft Cards from Crafter's Companion. We talked about that last night.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I used to do all the big shows in Birmingham with Pink Frog, with the team there, Mr. Froglet, and the team. But honestly, yeah, we used to have a great time. I used to love it. Because, yeah, that's it. Way back, I worked for Crafter's Companion as well.
See, that's going back a bit.
And that's when I used to go over to Germany. And I used to do this job in Germany, on German telly.
In German?
No. I am all on speaking English.
Wheeler in German.
Yeah, so I was
Bling, de la bling.
so yeah, I had to not use all that. I had to be very just straight
Letter.
words. Yes.
So then let's move to Hobby Maker. So we all had that massive downfall.
Oh yeah.
We all went through, and you were there till the end. We all sat on that sinking ship till the very, very end.
Well, I did the last show with Dan. Literally, we was on air, and they said we've just got to take Dan off, and they took the production team. They said we're going to have a changeover in Azia, and they said it's nothing to worry about. Just
It always said Dan, it always was.
just keep talking, Wheeler. Just carry on. Dan's will be back. 20 minutes in, I'm still on my own, and I've got a different production team in my ear, and they're going, "It's all right, don't worry." But HR had been in and told them that we all had to then stand down for the shows for tomorrow. But I didn't know this. I wasn't told this. And then literally as we came off air, because I was supposed to be on, I did the last show of the night and I was on first thing in the morning. Then HR and everybody was waiting for me when I came off air. And that's when they said, we need you to stand down. You won't be required tomorrow. We will phone you and let you know when you'll be needed, because people are coming in to audit it. And, you know, hopefully they're going to buy the channel and we're all going to be saved. And that was that.
Did that affect you?
Yes.
Obviously, at that point, did you know you were coming here? Craft Buddy were coming here?
No.
So you were all in limbo. That was it. You'd lost job. You'd lost everything.
We'd got nothing. And I'll be honest, my hair fell out. My hair snapped off. I think we all had to go and see a doctor or two and things like that, because it was such a big impact again. It was just such a big kick in the teeth, I'll be honest. And I know these things happen, but it was a massive thing.
And that was for the second time. So we won't talk figures, but did you lose out again? I know I've spoken to companies in the past and they lost out massively.
Yes, because obviously I did presenting shifts, my guesting shifts, because a lot of people don't understand as well when we say that we've lost out, because sometimes they pay me, but then sometimes if I'm doing other hours, I was paid by Create & Craft or Hochanda, so they paid me. All the shows I did that were paid by Hochanda and Create & Craft, I didn't get paid for, and my presenting shifts I didn't get paid for.
Because once
So-
again, you were at the bottom of the queue. Us,
Yes,
it sounds harsh, but us staff, we got paid first. Because the government
yes,
is that,
but I was freelance.
and that's the worry.
And that is the worry. And when you've then got to think, right, I've got to pay for this, I've got to pay for that, and you know, you're like made redundant. That is it.
So then, was it a relief when did Hobbymaker give you the call, or was it Craft Buddy that called you and said, "Look, we're moving on there. We'd like you to be on board."
Luckily, Andy Love reached out to me.
Nice.
I was like, Wheeler, when are you messaging me? When are you going to talk to me? Because I knew the world and his wife would be contacting here
Sure.
and everything else, because we were all like in the lifeboat, scuppling, trying to get in a lifeboat. So, yeah, Andy messaged me and then he said, Craft Buddy have been in touch. They're going to come over and they'd like to bring you with them. And I was like, thank God. I felt like I'd been adopted. And it was just so nice. And then obviously being able to come here and meet the team and everybody's been amazing.
So then, moving on to not only do you brand ambassador for Craft Buddy,
Yes.
you also today
Yes, big launch.
launching. Is it first time?
First
Yeah.
time on air.
Katie Sue Designs.
Yes, so I'm very, very honoured to be asked. This is a recent thing, been asked to join Katie Sue and the team to be part of that as well. So now, obviously, the brands and everything, and they've got some fantastic products. And like you say, Katie Sue is a great saver, shall we say, in the craft industry. She's gone in and brought companies that have been failing and now bringing it back and giving you the products that you always like.
That's good. Jennifer says, love it when Dawn goes rogue. I've learnt loads from Dawn, especially on the Pro Cut machine. Susan, love Dawn Wheeler and her banter. That's all he says. Nothing
I can be serious sometimes, not very often.
Angela said, still miss the old channel. I have been watching for 20 odd years.
Wow.
Starting the days of Alan and Barry. Black and white. Learned a lot from the lovely Jane Noskarenko.
Yes, bless her.
Oh, there you go. Keep your comments coming in if you've got any questions as well. We'll try and read them out. So, with all these brands that you do,
Yes.
I've totally gone off script now, but with all these brands
That's
that you
fine,
do,
you know me.
do you have to change your style of card? Is that easily done? So, if you're card making, or because Katie Sue is very different
Yes.
from Pink Frog, first name I can think of, or Spellbinders,
Yes.
and so do you have to go away and go, right, what am I doing here?
Yes, I have to take on board their style. And think it's like with I do Carnation Crafts, so they're clean and simple. I'm doing that on Saturday.
Yes.
They have a distinctive style. So I will personally, whichever company I'm working for, I will take on their style, but then I kind of go rogue. I put the Wheeler spin on it and then tweak it to how I like it, but I still keep within their guidelines. So yeah, it's difficult sometimes because I might be like this week I've been really busy because I've been away, and it's factoring in all the different styles I've got to do. But when I'm prepping it, I will prep it and I'll think about it. I don't have anybody to prep for me. I do it myself. So I get full control of what I'm doing, which I think makes it a lot easier.
How long does prep take? So for Kate's show today
Yeah.
at 3 and
7.
3 and 7.
Yes.
So for 3 o'clock show,
Yes.
that show, how long does that show take you to prep? I don't think people realise there's a lot that goes on that you don't see.
Yeah.
You don't just wing it.
No.
Unless it's selling out.
Unless it's selling out or literally things have not arrived and we have to then kind of wing it, which we have done before, and COVID was a massive one of that. But what I tend to do is, like, I've got the Katie Sue shows today. That probably took me 2 days to prep it, to cut everything, to make sure, go through the product, understand it, learn it, because this what I'm bringing you with Katie Sue today, it's a different kind of decoupage as well. It's not like it is like traditional, but not traditional. It's got the new modern elements to it. So, it's printed on different paper and stuff like that. So the quality. So, but yeah, it takes quite a while. And I'll say Spellbinders, because there's a lot to that, but that'll probably take me about 3 days to prep it.
Oh my word.
Yeah. There's a lot to it.
A lot.
A lot to it. And then sometimes you sit there and you go, I don't know what I'm going to do now. And you have your blank moments. But yeah, I'll mix it up a little bit if I can.
someone on my front door now. So,
Can you take it round the back, please? Leave it near the wheelie bin.
I haven't got any parcels coming up. So going from there, then, so you've done all your prep, you do all the shows. Is there a company out there that you think, oh, I'd love to have a little go, just for the day? Is there the one company, they may be watching, you never know, that are here on Hobby Maker that you go, I'd love to have a little go
I
for
never
them.
thought of that. I must admit, I always wanted to do with personal impression, you know, the Ciao Bella.
Yes.
And I was fortunate enough that they reached out and they said, will you do it? So I've done a few Ciao Bella shows, but I absolutely love their stuff. But I can't.
Could be from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, anywhere.
Anywhere in the
Not
world.
the PIs, because obviously
Well, I
you're
don't
more of a
know.
card. I see you more of a card maker.
Yeah.
And you got your crystal art and your flowers and stuff like that. But I've never really seen you do like your mixed media.
Yeah.
I've never seen you do that. So like the books that I've got on set and the treasure chest of doom that's behind you. I've never seen you sort of decorate them. You've always done cards. Is that something you'd like to go down?
Yeah.
Upcycling?
Yeah. Originally, that's how it all started off for me, was rubber stamping. So Jane Neskarenko, obviously, bless her, she's not no longer with us. Wendy Rhodes, she was a massive rubber stamper, and all people like that. That's where it all started for me, with paints and inks and things like that. That's why the team at PI, lovely Lou, who's there, she knows me of old. So she knows my skill set, and she knows that's where I come from. That's why we're working with the Ciao Bella stuff. I've really liked it. That's a real hard question. I can't think who I'd really like to,
I'm here for.
because I'm quite lucky, because I work for a lot of brands and stuff that I really like. So, oh, I might have to get back to you on that
Get
one.
back to me. Send me a voicemail and we'll play it in again. You've entertained the nation for years now. And you genuinely have. We've had fun on air. You've genuinely kept the audience entertained for years with your humour and your warmth. It says here. I don't know who wrote these questions. With your humour and your warmth, how do you keep? Now I know the answers to this because I know you too well. How do you keep that energy going, even under pressure? You know, you've got people in your ears counting down,
Screaming,
talking about
shouting.
what they're having for their dinner, they're bored. We get all sorts. How do you keep that going, even if you're having a bad day yourself? How do you walk on, or is it just a button that you've just learned?
Probably it's a bit of a button that I've learned, but also, I'll be honest, it's still that passion, the excitement for the product and the viewers, because it's the comments that like that. I've learned loads. I like doing this, and it's being able to showcase that product to your best ability. And again, down to the team. If
That's
you've
true.
got a great team with you, even if you're having the worst day, it's like, I'll be honest with you, I was driving down here when I found out my daughter had given birth to my grandson. So, and I came in here and I was a little bit like, you can imagine, I was like, I need to make phone calls, I need to this. And they were like, you go and do you, and then come back. And then we sat down, we had all the meetings, but obviously that excitement, and my head was all over the place. But it was everybody else then who brought it all back together for me, and the product, because I could just then focus.
But is that same about, so that's the good days, when
Yes.
you've got good news.
Yes.
How about bad news? Because we've all been there.
You know,
we don't talk about it because it's boring and no one wants to hear it. But we've all been there. I've been through a divorce on air.
Me
and
too.
No one knew. Not one person knew what I was going through on air, because you still see the same.
Yeah.
I watched the house being emptied on CCTV, then went to do a 4-hour show.
Yeah.
How do you cope? I've got my cope method, or is it a case of you just nestle down, go to products, and you try and be you? If that makes sense.
When you walk through those doors into the studio, for me, it's that time when I'm safe. Nobody can, if you're having a really bad day, and like you said, you're going through a divorce, you're doing everything else, and your world's falling apart, that's the only time I feel safe, that nobody can get me.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's good. Yeah. I know the feeling.
Nobody can upset me. I'm protected. And when I'm in there, like you say, then you can just focus and think, right, I can just breathe, and you can do it. And I think that sometimes then mentally we do that, and it's like a blocking off mechanism, and then that's when then we have our bit where we can sometimes dip, and then afterwards we really kind of stressed. But again, people don't see that. But
And
I'm just being honest.
it's
I'm just
true.
being really, really
And that's
honest.
what we wanted to do with these. I've done these sort of interviews for a while, and I've been after you for months, months to chit chat.
Get that head case in.
But this is what we talk about. And this is what we want to know, because we all know about the brands. We all know about it.
Yes,
But sometimes people forget that we are human.
with people, yeah. And I think a lot of viewers who've watched us a long time, they know if we're having a bad day.
You can see.
They can see it. And I know for me personally, and you'll know this because you were there, if I'd say something bad had happened, and I say we've all been crying, do you know what I mean? I'd go to wear my glasses on, because people then couldn't see I'd been crying. But we used to make a joke of it. Oh, I've got my new double glazing on and things like that. And that was a way then I could like hide, and people couldn't tell. Yeah, especially during COVID times and stuff like that. Yeah.
Was it me and you where I cried on air about someone sent him an email? Do you remember that?
Yes, we did that. Yes, it was me and you.
I don't know. The emails got me.
Yeah.
It was about love. We were talking about love dead.
Yeah,
No-
love's
no one
dead.
loves anymore.
Nobody loves anymore. There's no commitment. There's no, didn't we? And we were on about it, and somebody emailed in and said, had their husband died or something?
No, she was in a.
Was it Hannah? She's just sitting around saying, I always remember the day I managed to make you both cry when you were
Yes.
there.
Oh
Yes.
my!
There you go.
There you
Hannah, It
go.
was Hannah.
It was Hannah.
Yes, it was. It was Hannah.
And we both, you proper
proper
lost
went.
it.
Proper went, because we were just talking about love is dead. Love's not around anymore. And then Hannah came in with the most gorgeous email
Yes.
I've
And
ever
it
read
broke
on air.
us.
Genuinely broke me on air. Rebecca says, I love Dawn's demo. She was my inspiration into card making. Lovely to see you back together. We never broke up. We're not together. Many people think we are a couple. We're really
kept
not.
Frightening my dad.
Yeah. I am the son-in-law your father never knew yet. But,
That's what I used to tell everybody.
and what did he say yesterday when you said you were coming in to chat to me?
He went, oh, I have missed Adam.
No, what was the other word he used?
My son-in-law.
Is that Adam, the son-in-law you're chatting to? That's me. Angela, you are good, Dawn. Love your crafting shows. Nikki, who makes amazing fudge. True
Oh,
story.
does she?
Really amazing.
Oh.
Don't often watch paper shows, but always enjoy watching Dawn.
Oh, thank you.
We're running short of time. Do you sometimes forget what you're supposed to be demonstrating?
No, we have to be on it. Yeah.
Do you never veer off and go, oh, I don't really know what I'm doing now?
No. Even when we're having a monstrous day. Sometimes.
Lisa, Adam, did you finish sorting your cupboard? Yes, I did. We'll probably go live tonight. I think we'll do a cheeky live tonight. I'll tell you what's coming up on Craft the Plug. Yvonne, I watched CNC for years, and this is a long one. For years, and whenever the TV was on, there was only one channel that I would watch. Dawn was my inspiration. I've met many of the presenters, including Adam, several times, and I love them all.
Oh.
Bless you.
Can I just say a massive thank you. We don't always get a chance to do this, and I'd like to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to absolutely everybody who supported me over the years, because that's what's made my job what it is.
Davina says, Dawn, I hope you had a good night last night, whatever you were celebrating. Love watching you. She wasn't celebrating anything. She was just with me in the pub. That's where we were. Mine is the pint of lager. The rest was Wheelers. Can I point that out?
It was. Can I just say you did share?
I had one glass.
You had two.
Um,
I'm just saying. Because it was cheaper
it
to
was
buy
cheaper
a
than one of the little ones. It was cheaper to buy a big one than it was a little one.
We're being honest.
I always remember the day I made you cry.
Oh,
I also
yeah.
met you at the NEC. You did, Hannah, I remember you. And told you I was the one that gave the biggest hug. Fan for life, right here.
Can I just say this is an insight as well.
Gossip. We've got gossip.
Okay.
Quick, we've got 6 minutes.
Bear in mind, I'm not allowed with the outside shows.
Yeah, you don't do shows.
No, I don't do the outside shows. But this year, I'm going to be at Doncaster.
Oh, I was going to ask you this last night.
Was
Did you
you?
know we're going to be at Doncaster this year?
Yes, I'm at Doncaster.
Everyone's got an invite.
Yeah, but I'm not with here. I'm going to Carnation Crafts.
So you're there all 3 days?
No, Saturday,
It's only Saturday, Sunday, isn't it?
Saturday, Sunday.
Oh.
So yeah.
Saturday, Sunday.
So yes, so I am gonna be there, and that is an exclusive for you. I saved that for you.
Wheeler is going to Doncaster. Have we? Has it been signed up?
Oh, I'm going. I don't know about you.
No, everyone leaves
You can
me.
come with me. Why don't you come with me?
I'm there for my birthday,
When's your birthday?
the 18th of July. So Andy's
Mine's the
taking us-
14th.
So we're all there for our birthdays.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to talk to Andy because he's taking me and Heidi out to some Spanish restaurant for our birthday.
Right, I'll go and tell him.
Go and ask him if you can come to the Spanish
You can
restaurant.
come. I'll take you with me. You can sit on the stand with me.
Do Craft Club live. I keep putting this forward.
Do craft club. You could come round and see us all on stands.
Might just turn up and get thrown out.
Yeah, do it.
I wonder if the bloke's there that wears his sparkly jacket. The show owner. Always he wears big sparkles.
Have I got to take my sparkly
Yeah, I
jacket?
want to. He goes all out. What's the time? Well, it's 56. You need time to say goodbye.
Oh, well, that's gone quick.
One more question before we go.
Okay.
What would you
My
give
laptop.
any? What would you give any any crafter
Yeah.
that wants to do what you do? They want to be on telly. They want to do the demonstrations because that's what they enjoy. What would you say to those people? How do they get involved? How would you say to start?
I would say to you, obviously, start online, get yourself online. Years ago, I used to do the blogs. We all had the blogs. I think mine's still actually there somewhere. We did the blogs, join competitions in magazines and things like that, because that's where then you will get spotted. And the more you do that and get on design teams, apply to the companies. And sometimes they do design team calls on Facebook and things like that. Join that. Once you get onto the design teams, then sometimes that's when like I was, you ask them to do TV.
There you go. That's how you get involved in TV. If you would like to get involved, get in touch with us.
Oh, we can do that again now, can't we?
Imagine what we could do. We could get them on the TV. If you would like to be a demonstrator, email me. It should appear. craftclark@hobbymaker.co.uk. I'm going to have to get a screen somewhere. That's what I need. craftclark@hobbymaker.co.uk.
You've got
That's what you got.
Got
Oh,
tablet.
I have to log into this so I can see what goes out.
Yeah.
We'll do that next
We'll do
time.
it like on Facebook.
Right, thank you, Wheeler. Thank you for
you.
coming all the way here. You are on today, Katie Sue, at 3
and 7.
and 7 o'clock. Brand new
Yes.
to the channel. You don't want to miss it. Craft O'Clock with Dawn Wheeler, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Round of
Everybody.
applause, round of applause, Radio 2 round of applause, stick on round of applause. Don't go anywhere, there's so much more to shop for here on the wonderful world of Hobby Maker. Join me this evening. I'll do a Facebook Live over on my one tonight, just to explain what's going to happen with Craft O'Clock and how it's all going to work going forward. Sunday, Nigel May.
Oh.
Nigel May will be
Very
joining
nice.
us on Craft O'Clock. On Monday, it's her birthday today. She told me on the phone as I picked it up, I'm officially a pensioner, Adam. Christine Pimplet.
Oh.
Her birthday today. 35 years she started Pimplet today. She signed the
I've
name.
got some stories on her.
Part 2 on this one, I think. Part
Ask her
2.
about the cruise,
The cruise.
the Crankcraft cruise, all them years ago.
Well, ask her on Monday. She's in the studio with us on Monday because she's got 2 amazing shows, deal shows as well, which Pimplet very rarely do. They've got some sale shows. One at 1 o'clock and
I'm going to say 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock later on in the day, but it is her birthday today. So happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
Princess Pimplet. Then we've got
Sandra from Santangle.
We're going back to selling then on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we are going to do a bit of everything, but I'll explain everything tonight. I'll get home, I'll put the shopping away because that's arriving at 5 to 6.
Do it.
And then about 6:30 we'll go live on Adam Humphries Live and also on YouTube as well. Go on, Kat.
Send us all the positivity that everything will work.
Everything
Yes.
will work for the week, rest of the week. We
Yes.
hope we're nearly there. We're nearly there.
You knew I'd jinx it.
Of course.
Teething problems.
See,
but
well,
we're
we've
getting
got there. It
Done it.
works. You can hear us. We're on most platforms
through it.
now.
Oh, what time is the show tonight? Question mark.
Mine, let's say 7. 7 o'clock on Adam Humphries Live. And I'll tell you all about Craft O'Clock because the times are changing, the days
Oh.
are changing, and we're going for a bit of a rebrand on what we do.
Nice.
So I'll tell you all that
This is
tonight at
our
7.
new home as well.
This is our new home. We're no more in the cupboard. This is where we are.
Nice.
Welcome.
Welcome.
I'll give you a tour maybe one day. Thank you very much. Good night. God bless. Stay safe. Stay well. Thank you. Wheeler once
Thank
again.
you.
Thank you to you. I will see you at 7 o'clock tonight over on Adam Humphries Live on Facebook and YouTube. I'll see you then. From me, goodbye.